Hey everyone, it's Ashley here from Sugar Shenanigans in Second. If you're watching on the replay, thanks for joining me. Happy Tuesday. Come on in. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to be helping you organize your list and ideas, putting them all in one place tonight. Let me flip this around and get started right away. Hi, Meredith. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Erin. Happy Tuesday, everyone. If you are tuning in for the first time and you don't know my face, welcome to the I Teach TV network. My name is Ashley. I teach second grade in Northeastern Ohio, and I love being a part of the I Teach TV network. Every Tuesday night at 9 at Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the I Teach TV network, I come at you to bring you some organizing, prioritizing, and minimizing tips. And tonight I'm going to bring you something new that is an organizational tool that's new to me that I'm just diving into. Oh, thanks. And it's not something I've mastered. It's not something that I've got a complete perfect system down, but that's the beauty of Periscope, #real life. You hear me say it all the time. So I'm going to kind of walk you through the pieces and parts of something new that I've discovered that I am loving. I have not mastered yet, but maybe as I can kind of refine and retune, and I can jump back on in my show on the I Teach TV network and kind of tell you how it's going. So let me, without any more delaying, let me tell you what I'm here to talk about. I am actually here tonight to tell you a little bit about bullet journaling. I'm here to tell you about bullet journaling. In the comments, can you tell me, I know, Jen, I went with the contacts for like 3 days in a row. It's a miracle. Tell me in the comments if you've ever heard of bullet journaling before. I would love to know if you've heard of it. I'd love to know if you've tried it. Let me know in the comments, have you heard of bullet journaling? Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen it? Would you like to try it out? I've actually seen it popping up. No. Awesome. Okay, cool. I always say this to my kids. Hi, Marie. I always say this to my kids, that I'm always anxious to see, like when I say, how many of you know what this is or what this means or have heard of it before? And I love when my kids all say no, because I love teaching them all about something new for the same, like all of them learning something new at the same time. I love that. So I'm glad that a lot of you in the comments, most of you in the comments, haven't heard of this before. So I'm glad to be bringing it to you for the first time. If you've heard of it and are thinking about it, I'm hopeful that this scope will give you a couple of tips to be brave enough to get started. There are pieces and parts of it, and I'll kind of talk about some pros and cons here as we wrap up. There are pieces and parts of bullet journaling that can be a little bit overwhelming, a little much, and it might kind of make you put your brakes on with it, but there are a lot of awesome things that has super potential of keeping all of your organizational ideas and tips and to-dos all in one place and all accessible to you. So let's go ahead and dive in. I actually made a little bit of a slideshow of pictures tonight. My bullet journal looks like this, and we're going to dive into the inside, but I've also taken pictures that we're going to go through a slideshow that I've made on PowerPoint, because it'll just be easier for me to scan through and show you in a very still picture as opposed to me flipping pages and showing you on my phone. So before I show you these pictures, what is it? Basically, bullet journaling is a way to keep your to-dos all in one place. It's a way to code your to-dos so that at a glance you can see what type of to-dos you need to do. Whether is it a meeting? Is it something to do? Is it something in your email? Is it something that you need to create? Is it something somewhere you need to go? So it's a kind of a coding system, and it's all in one place. So that's why it's called a bullet journal. It's literally one place. And a really cool piece of it is the index. You literally index, almost like a table of contents, your pages in your to-do journal, your pages in your bullet journal, and then again, at a glance, you can see where that list of ideas is, where that topic is, where that set of bullets are. And what's really cool, and I'm going to show you some pictures of this, the idea, the concept of bullet journaling can be applied in your planner, on a sticky note, in other places. So now that you kind of know what it is, I want to show you some pictures of it. I'm going to see, oh yeah, you know it, Kayla. You know it, girl. Like, organization is my thing. It is my thing. So I'm going to show you some pictures right now of some of my examples. Now, I started it like for the very first time in November, and I have some fresh lists that I've created for January. So you're going to see those, #real life. It hasn't been a thing that I've done day to day. And I actually had a friend of mine, Alexis from Laugh, Eat, Learn, who actually is the one that told me and showed me a video about bullet journaling. And I'm going to show you where you can see that video too. She shared some examples of her bullet journaling, which perfectly looks so different from mine. So let's dive in and look at some of your, that's so funny, you guys commenting about the glasses. Let's look at some pictures of the bullet journal examples that I have. We can chat about some things that are different. We can chat about some things that maybe will apply to everybody. Maybe certain things might not apply to you, or ways that you can use it without kind of a catch-all journal like I've mentioned before. But I really do think you're going to like it, and it's going to help you keep all of those organized ideas in one place. And that's the part that I really, really love about it. All right, so let me flip this back around to my slideshow here. Okay. So actually one of my very, 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 very favorite things about a bullet journal is the key. And what's amazing, you can maybe take a screenshot of this for some ideas, but these are my little like symbols to myself. So for if it's just a to-do, it's just a dot. If it's something that's done, I X it out. If it's something, and I'm going to talk about migrating tasks here in a minute, I put an over arrow to the right because it's going to get moved to the next month, and you'll see as we dive into the journal a little bit what that means. If it's future logged, again, I'm going to show you more pages so you'll understand more of that in a second. It's going to get a left arrow because it's getting moved back in the book as we move for the next month. If it's an L for me, Kayla, you're cracking me up. If it's an L for me, that's something to learn. I want to study. I want to look into. I want to find a tutorial for. If it's something that I'm done with, if it's something that's irrelevant, maybe I didn't get it done, but I decided, you know what, this task isn't worth my time after all. I'm going to move on to something else. I just literally cross it out. I've lined through it. So you can see, I'm not going to like read these, I'm not going to insult you, but you can come up with codes that make sense for you and codes that are applicable to you, okay? Codes that are applicable to you. I actually have done, let me turn this on just for a second. When I first started teaching, I was so overwhelmed, as all of us are, most of us are, with how many things you have to do. There are so many things you have to do. And when I would sit down in a given day, I would use my highlighter and I would highlight certain things. You probably noticed on there, one of my things was an asterisk, was a little star. That's priority. I would highlight my priorities. So I kind of did, and I'm sure you do too, and that's why I'm kind of like encouraging you to try it, because you probably already do something like this. It's just kind of a more formalized way in doing it. Thanks, guys. You're so sweet. Thanks, Ash. So the star, the asterisk is like priority. Like, do this first. You might use a highlighter. I actually saw Mel D yesterday on Instagram, I believe it was, maybe the day before that. Check the hashtag teachers obsessed with planners. And she posted a bunch of highlighters that she actually labeled. And her highlighters are going to be certain codes for certain to-dos on your list. You can color code it. You can make it your own. And that's the beauty of it. I've seen bullet journals that have doodles in it and sketches in it. That's not my thing because I can't sketch to save my butt, but I do like these little symbols and I do like to-do lists. So that's how I make it work for me. Let's go ahead and go through the other pages of my bullet journal so you know more about what I'm talking about. Is going to be in the front of your bullet journal so you know what your little symbols are, okay? Let me go this next one. Yeah, it is like close reading. That's a great connection, Ash. Okay, so this is a spread. This is what they call a spread. And when I give you the website to go to and you hear and see some tutorials, when you hear them say spread, it just means the 2 pages. And then the index, and I cut off the numbers, and I'm sorry, that's a bad photography job on my part. But I literally number the pages of your journal. So page 1 and 2 is going to be a future log, and you're going to see what that looks like. So you literally number the pages, and then you go to the index and list the pages so you can see what's going on there. Then in the very back, and Sheila, you're going to see your name like 87 times in here because I have so many ideas that relate to you. In the back then, I actually created an appendix section, an appendices, is that the plural of appendix? And I'll kind of give you a peek of that as well. And I just named them A, B, C, D, E. And then in the back, they're all there labeled A, B, C, D, and E. So that's my spread for my index as far as like what's included. And then you can do a future log. The one video that I watched suggested 6 months at a time. So this is when I first started mine and was in November. So I had November, December, January, February, March, April. So 6 months at a time. Maybe you choose to only do 4 months at a time. Maybe you choose to do 2 months at a time. If you've got more broad tasks that you're going to map out for 2 months. However, that's what's the beauty of it, is you can make it work for you. So the next section is future log. And again, I'm going to give you a link to a video that's going to explain all of this to you much more beautifully than I am. This is just a peek inside of mine. The next one is going to be your monthly spread, your monthly goals. So there's November, and then down the side, what you do is you number the dates in November and then the days of the week. That day of the week tip helps me to plug in my periscopes, to plug in certain things that are going on that day, to plug in meetings, to plug in trainings, class, whatever it is. So the date and the day of the week goes down the left side of the November planning. And then goals that you have for that month, you just jot them down. And then you can see there was my first trial at those were mostly to to-dos. I had a priority to do there at the bottom, so I used the little asterisk. So there's your spread for the monthly spread. That's your monthly spread. And again, to back up here, that goes in the index. So there's your November monthly log and tasks, okay? And then here's where it gets down to the nitty gritty. This is your daily log. And your daily log, really, when you sit down to work, when you sit down to do your to-dos for the day, and again, I don't have like quote unquote office hours for my business necessarily every day, so I might not have one for every day. But if you do, there's your daily log. There are what you're doing each day. And again, you can see some of my different codes. Like there's something I wanted to blog about. The ones with the X's are things that are done. I had a little email icon. So you can see just the different codes that mean different things, different types of to-dos, and then your eye can tackle like tasks at a time or whatever you want to do. And then it just goes to the next day. So you just kind of keep track one day at a time, and then again, put that in the index so that you know what pages those daily logs are a part of. This is just another look at a daily log for January that I got started. Same idea. A little spread with your dates down the side, and then it would dive into the daily log, which I didn't actually take a picture of for January. This is a little picture of the back, which is what the appendix is in mine. I have an appendix section for my blog. Oh, those are Alexis pictures. Let me show you mine in a second. I have a few different appendices. Is that the plural? Let me check my time here. I'm good. So I have little tab sections for my appendix sections in the back. One of them is blog. One of them is I Teach TV Network. One of them is the Shro Show. One of them is TPT products. Yeah, so those are my appendix sections in the back. Again, as I come up with one of those ideas, I jot it down in the back of my appendix section, and I can code it too. I can use those bullet, like the key, those little symbols that I showed you at the beginning of the key, which you can make work for you. Make your own key. Make symbols that are going to make sense to you. Don't just use mine. If mine makes sense to you, go ahead and use mine. That's the beauty of it. You can really, really make it your own and make it make sense and make it work for you. The best way it's going to work for you. And I'm going to show you Alexis, who was kind enough to share some pictures of her bullet journaling as well. If you Google bullet journal, you're going to see a lot of different images of a lot of different styles that people use it. She's used it in her planner. She's used it on a calendar. She's used it on just a plain to-do list. And let me show you what hers looks like. Whoops, sorry. So Alexis, here's a little shot of Alexis's index. So on these different pages, she's got all of these different types of tasks. So that's what her index looks like. Then just on a regular old calendar page, you can see she's using that bullet style. It's just kind of one of those like to-do styles that just kind of you get used to using, and you can apply it on any type of list or in any planner that you're using. I thought I had one more picture there. I guess I didn't. Let me flip this around one more second. I'm going to leave this still. Take a screenshot right now. Go ahead and take a screenshot so that you can find out where to learn more. At bulletjournal.com, there are lots of videos and there are lots of links. And yes, there are boards on Pinterest as well. Those of you that are doodly, more than a straight line, and that's not the category that I fit into. You can make them beautiful. You can make them colorful. You can doodle in them. They actually recommend that you get a notebook that has graph paper. I got mine at Office Max. I do have graph paper in mine, which I really do adore to keep the lines and the bullets and the to-dos nice and straight, but they were using those lines to make it cute and to doodle and make it colorful, which made my eye happy. I just can't do that. I don't have any talent in that department. So really quick here to wrap it up, I wanted to tell you some things that I think are awesome about it, and maybe a little bit more on the con side of the list, just to kind of, again, hashtag be real for you. One of the things that I think is great is that all your to-dos, all your ideas, all those things that come out of your brain at all times of the day, all times of the night, if you're like me, all goes in one place. You can keep it all in one place. Again, if you have a section that doesn't necessarily, or an idea that doesn't have a section, you can create a new section. It just goes in the appendix section, or make it a list. Put it in your index so that you know in the front of your notebook, where did you add that? I wanted to show you too real quick because I didn't have a picture of the bottom. You can see my pages are literally numbered. Like there's page 4. So number your pages, and that's what you put in the index. So the one good thing is that it's all in one place. So that's really awesome. The other good thing is that you can color code it and make it pretty. And I know pretty lists are always happy lists and lists that I want to do. And the third thing that I really love, and there's more than one thing that I love about it, is the key. That key that I showed you at the very, very beginning, you can make it your own. You can make it simple. I kind of had a lot of different things going on because I have such like a broad, I don't know, kind of role. Like I have a lot of different hats. I've never seen numbered notebooks, Ash. I have a lot of different hats, so I have a lot of different to-dos going on at like any given time. So mine had a lot of detail in it, but you can make yours really simple. So those are the things that I love about it. The one thing, but I'm going to kind of take it and spin it into a positive here before I sign off. The one thing that I think might be a little bit of a negative to it is sometimes when I see a big old list, and like, let's face it, y'all, like this is a whole notebook of big old lists, that can be overwhelming to some people, and then they don't get anything done. But if you know me at all and have been following me for any amount of time, what I'm going to tell you to do is single task. I want you to single task. So if you single task and pull those lists apart, prioritize it, put it on a sticky note, grab a little cute notepad paper, whatever it is that you like to make your single task list in, put it on there. Single task it and put it on a little list, and that makes the overwhelming lists of lists a little less overwhelming, if that makes sense. I'm kind of nervous that you guys aren't hearing me today. I don't see too many comments. I hope that means you're writing some notes and jotting down some ideas. Ash, I see you popping up in there. I'm hoping that there wasn't like a notification glitch. I know iTeach TV Network was having a hard time notifying. Good, I'm glad you're just listening, notifying people. So I'm glad that you guys are there and that you're hearing. I'm glad you're writing notes. Okay, good. If you are just tuning in and you're are watching the replay, don't forget you can go to iTeach TV Network. Good, I'm glad you're writing. Good, okay, good, I'm glad. Yes, and I'm answering that right now. Actually, you can go to iteachtvnetwork.com and you're gonna click on Scope Replays, and all of the scopes from all of the teachers that are on the iTeach TV Network, you're gonna see all of them. Good, okay, I'm glad you guys are there. Good, good, good. I hope this bullet journaling idea gives you some sort of an idea that you can make your own. Again, that's what I think is awesome about it, is you can really, really personalize it to make it work for you. So again, if you're joining me on the replay, thanks so much. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying this. You are writing notes and screenshots. I'm loving the hearts. That tells me that this was a good scope and a good idea, that you were looking for something juicy, a good idea like this, and that really makes me happy. On the iTeach TV Network page, they stay there forever. They're on catch.me. So you're good to go. No rush. You don't have to rush over there. But when you do go over there, take a notebook, because there's lots and lots and lots of juicy ideas over there on the scope replays of the iTeach TV Network. All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, you didn't miss anything, don't worry. Well, you did, but you can watch it again. Watch it on the replay at iteachtvnetwork.com. Go to scope replays. Love you guys. I'm so, 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 so glad that you enjoyed this bullet journaling. Again, I'm Ashley Schroeder. I teach in Northeastern Ohio, teach second grade, and I'm the blogger behind SchroederShenanigans2nd.com. Thank you guys so much. If I can help you, have any ideas, maybe want to tag me on Instagram with a picture of a bullet journal you try, I'd love to see it. Tag me at SchroederShenanigans2nd, and I would love, love, love to see what you do with your bullet journal. I hope you all have an awesome Tuesday evening, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks so much for the hearts and for tuning in. Love you guys.